Welcome everybody to becoming your best self. It's a journey, not a destination. It's all about taking things one day at a time and enjoying the ride like this guy. All right, well, here's what's going on. Tonight on the Trisbrina Show, we'll be sharing about, drum roll please,
drum roll,
how to get results that stick like glue. 7 secrets to creating lasting results in your life. Welcome to the show. Hello, Kingsley. How are you doing, young man?
Hi.
You having a good time?
Yes.
Yeah, you happy boy?
Yes. Hey, thank you for all of you that are showing up live and all of you that are watching it on replay. We really appreciate our community and we love you guys and we love the feedback that you give us. So thank you so much. Kingsley down. Can you go to bed?
All right, we're just opening up a couple of things here so we can see all of your comments. Hello, Jennifer. Hi, Kim. I see Sabrina here.
I see Debbie and Kathy and Nita.
Welcome, everyone.
And Judy and Betty.
Are they here?
And Ellen.
Aw, that's awesome. Well, welcome to the show. So, yeah, tonight we wanted to talk about how do you get results that stick.
Mm-hmm. And let's...
Go right ahead.
If I may, I need to put on my matching bracelet.
Matching? What does it match?
Matches you.
You stole it.
Here,
give me a bracelet. You got your bracelet on? All right, we are ready.
So we've just been having a lot of conversations around the house and with our friends and in different masterminds about what does it take to get results that stick. And we've been talking to a lot of people about becoming pain-free and having ease of movement, less aches, pains, and stiffness. And then how do you shift into that state and stay there? Or what about happiness and a joy for life? How do you shift out of maybe depression and anxiety and stay in a more positive emotional state? And how do you stay being that person and that identity that desires that and is willing to make the choices that they need to make in order to have that? So I think this is a really important show, not like cookie cutter, generic, these are the things you need to attain your goal, but really more focused on, I truly want a shift in this area of my life. I'm truly done with this pain, with this feeling, with this relationship, with this habit, with this addiction. And I want to shift into a better version. And I want to be the person that I know I am. What can help me to do that? What can help me to do that in a fast and easy way?
So we're going to the root of the whole thing, right? If you have been doing personal development for a minute, you know... Are we okay?
I'm great.
Okay. You know that your identity dictates your outcome, who you're being. You've probably experienced looking back in life and seeing different characters that you've played. Like, who were you when you were in preschool?
Ugh.
What kind of child were you? What kind of personality did you have? And then
what did you feel? For me, what did I feel when I was in preschool?
Well, yeah, when you start going back in time, you start going to feelings. What about high school? You know, what role were you playing in high school? Were you a cheerleader? Were you on the football team? Did you have different friends? Did you have a coach? Right?
And how did you feel?
And how did you feel?
As that cheerleader, did you feel like you fit in or did you feel like an alien?
And as you look back, you can see not only the characters, but the things around that character that made you who you were. It's your identity. I remember as a young boy being in a martial arts school. My identity was I'm a martial artist. I hang out with martial artists. I have a particular training regime. I have a teacher, a sensei. I do these types of things to get these types of results. And all of those things supported that identity. And then there have been others. I'm a meditator. I'm a yogi. I'm a qigonger. I'm a marketer. I'm all these things. And so as we unpack this with you, just start to look for the core components that are making you who you are today. And that as you upgrade or shift identity, it is so much easier to accomplish the goals and stick to the results or stick to the path and get the results because of identity. So I just want to lay that as a foundation.
And also, everything that we have been and that we are is perfect and complete and holy, and we should have tremendous appreciation for that. So when we're talking about maybe up-leveling, shifting, changing, it's always like, and what if it could be even better? Because sometimes I think that's just a hard pill to swallow for some people. Like, I just want to be grateful for all that I have. Yes, and, right, those who are grateful for what they have can have more. So if life could be even better with all that I know, what is this next thing that I want to expand into? Because for me, the nature of the Holy Spirit, the nature of God consciousness, the nature of love and light, and that frequency of all that is, that frequency of the I am consciousness, the my Father and I are one, that expansion is to expand and to experience and to keep on blossoming and to keep on growing. Not because what is not enough. Not at all. Because more is possible. Because how can life be even better? I'm outside today. You don't know this while you were preparing for the show. I was pruning roses and bushes because I find it very relaxing. And the roses right now, they are blooming so fully and so much. And I'm going to say more than last year. Does that mean last year was bad? No, last year was beautiful. But what if we could prune and trim and make choices to help that bush be even more? So when we're talking about it, it's just talking about unleashing the potential of the seed that's already there, just so we can be all that we are. Not from a place of not enoughness, but from a place of just complete possibility. And why not? And it's fun.
So you're saying all the colors are already there. Everything we need is inside of ourselves. It's just what are we pulling to the surface?
Yeah.
And it's a matter of focus. Well, I think the journey should be about these 7 secrets.
Okay, so we're having 7 secrets to create lasting results. So what are these things that we can implement in our lives so that as we're thinking of expansion, just got to reinsert, like life is expansion. Life is expansion and experience. With every breath we are expanding, with every day we are expanding, with every year we are expanding. It's such a beautiful thing to keep on becoming. And I like to talk about it because I suffered from not enoughness so much that I felt like, but aren't I enough? What do you mean I have to expand? And that was from a completely different window. This is from I am whole, and I'm holy, and I'm complete, and it's okay to expand. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, right, is noticing.
Okay. Would you like me to step in, or you
Okay.
going to take it?
You can.
Okay, so the first secret that you discussed with me was that you're aware. You're paying attention and you're noticing. And we're talking about being the observer, just noticing what is, without a judgment. Okay, what's going on in my life? We use that map back there to help us noticing. We live right in the center of the map, and then around the map, these are the different areas of our life, like the different moving parts. And so it's important to check in, right? Like, notice, how's things going in the relationship? Observing, not judging. Because as soon as you do that, you get all messed up and tangled in it, and then you can't focus on anything else. So it's very top level noticing. It's very light. It's very relaxing to just sort of go, okay, how's things going over there with, my job or my business? Just, okay, what is happening? And you're getting that bird's eye view, because without that, you can't see what you want to enhance or expand into.
Yeah. This has been such a big rock in my life for growth, is noticing.
Rocking like it's a pillar, it's a foundational thing?
Yeah.
Okay, not a blocker.
No, not a blocker. From the time I get up in the morning and I go downstairs and I'm in the kitchen and I'm letting out the puppy and I'm trying to get his breakfast and I'm trying to get our lemon water, I'm doing all these things, noticing what I'm feeling. Am I like, gotta get it done, I'm running late, why isn't anybody helping me? The kitchen wasn't clean when I came downstairs. Like, what are those thoughts that are driving me? and noticing what I'm noticing and noticing what I'm feeling. Because if I can be aware of what I'm noticing, I have the opportunity to shift it. I can immediately shift into, wow, look at this beautiful area that I have to make lemon water. Look at this beautiful backyard that I have to let Kingsley out in. Like, if I notice what I'm thinking, and if I can notice what I'm feeling, I have the opportunity to shift it. And without that noticing, it just runs like I am a robot going through my day just like yesterday and having the same thoughts and the same feelings and the exact same outcomes. So if you want a little bit cherry on top of your experience, you have to notice. And I notice the complaints and I notice the agenda. And I'm talking about negative because I try to notice that so that I can catch it and put a different lens on it. And as soon as I put a different lens on it, my reality is completely different.
I think probably this is so great as the first step, as one of the 7 secrets, because until you can see it, you can't free it. And it's almost like being a Zen master, right? You're familiar with the concept of Zen master. He, she is so present. They're not in judgment. They're just seeing things as they are. And it's this enhanced big mind. You're connected more to universal or big mind. And big mind sees all that is. And it doesn't have an internal reaction. And there's all these different Zen parables and teachings about the Zen masters being challenged. And they take a beat. They take a moment before they respond. And I think oftentimes as humans, we are reacting to everything that's happening. That happened, take an action. Cause, effect, boom, boom, boom. And not until you step back and have that space, that room. It's like we talk about the nut inside, like the
peanut inside the shell?
Yeah, inside the shell. When you're first on this journey and you hold it and you shake it, you don't hear anything.
The peanut.
You can't hear the peanut. But when the peanut is ready and the shell to be cracked open, when you shake it, you can hear it rattling around. And that's kind of what it's like with your thoughts. When you can hear them rattling around, you've got some distance, you've got some space. You're actually ready to crack open and release the nut. So,
release that nut.
Release those nuts.
Yeah, so it's a matter of like noticing what you're focusing on, and then because you notice it, it gives you the invitation to choose. And when you choose what you're focusing on, that is going to affect the action that you take and the story that you tell around it. So I just think that's like number one priority, absolutely everything. And
it's a lifetime practice.
And it doesn't mean like you're gonna go so slow. On the outside, you may be getting a lot of stuff done, but on the inside, you're noticing what's spinning.
Awesome. Okay, so spend the rest of your life doing that one. And let's move on to number 2.
All right.
So we've got 7. We've got 6 more to go. So the next one has a lot to do with what people these days call your tribe.
Yep.
Want to jump in?
Yeah, it's your tribe time, surrounding yourself with people that think and do the way that you want to. And that might be a virtual tribe, it might be a face-to-face tribe, but it's surrounding yourself with information and people that are vibrating and believing and taking action and holding space for possibility in the same way that you do. Let's just think about this. Like if you are trying to see, this is so basic, but you're trying to see the cup is half full, and you're with 10 people, it's half empty, what are you talking about? It's really hard to see something as half full. But if you're in a tribe, whether it's like we have our Life Force dojos, a lot of people have churches, or just friends that you make, like having a tribe of people that have a common thought process, a common goal, this common desire to be better is going to help you so much, because in those little situations when you're spending time together, the things that they say and the thoughts that they reflect are going to inspire you to more.
We are tribe people. We, as a culture, as a human being, need to feel that we belong, that we bond with other human beings.
Thank you for the comments you guys are dropping in. Thank you.
It's very, very hard to be the lone wolf. I've tried. Maybe you have too. Maybe you're trying right now to be that. I'm on my own island. Forget about everybody else.
No
It's
one
just
gets
me
me.
against the world. Yeah, like I'm just doing this thing solo. Okay, how's it going? Like, it's not a lot of friends in that. I guess if you're your own best friend and you don't like being around people, good on you. However, there's something in us, like a pack, like wolves, like dogs, that as they bond and they belong, it helps them with their identity. They know their place in the system of things. It's an ecosystem. And I know people who absolutely have moved to Austin, Texas because of community. They've met people here and they're like, I love these people. They're like me, like-minded, as you said.
Yeah.
It fills me up. It energizes me. I belong. I found my home. Or you can find that in, like, I found it in martial arts with a certain tribe.
I found it in ballet as a child.
So people find it in our dojo because of the like-mindedness.
I found
It's
it in our
incredibly-
spiritual community
Yep.
when we were in our 20s.
And many of you may be finding it right now being here in the Trisbrina Show. You're like, I like this. I like the conversation. I like the people. It makes me feel like I'm part of. I'm not alone. And that really, like, we're talking about lasting results, right? When you're around people like that, it, through osmosis,
Yes.
upgrades the way you think, act, and
Absolutely.
behave.
Well, they say where two or more gather together, I am there. So when we meet as a tribe and we have these discussions, and let's say it's virtual, and you see the chat filling up with people saying what you feel. Wow, it's not weird that I feel this. It's not strange that I
I'm
think
not a
this.
weirdo.
It's so great.
No.
Okay, moving on to the third secret of results that stick.
Okay.
Is mentors and teachers. Finding someone that's like, well, for me,
You got an emotion?
yeah.
Aw. Let it out. Let us see it.
For me, I was probably 23, and I found a mentor, a teacher. Finally, I was living in Los Angeles, and I had this book called what was it called? LA Expo, LA, whatever it was. It was
Yeah, it was probably
every
the
spiritual
Expo.
woo-woo. It was everything. And I would go through and I'm like, I'm going to all of them. And I would go to all of them seeking.
They're like little meetings and events.
Yeah, like I was seeking someone that had the secret sauce. And I would immediately, I didn't have barriers because I didn't know protocol. It would be more challenging now in some ways. I would go to the leader and just like talk to them, whether it was a church or a society or a meditation thing or a past life regression or a crystal thing.
You did it all.
I did it all. And then I went to one meditation class and I was like, wow. I see something in that mentor's eyes. I feel something from that mentor that I would like some of that in my life. And he held space for it. And he invited others to have that through what he taught. And he's not around anymore. And that meant so much to me to see somebody speaking what I want to feel and doing what I want to do and expressing the possibility and expressing the struggle. And then also the teachers. And the teachers being different than the mentors. The teachers were the ones that help with the step by step. But this having something that you go to on repeat that inspires you and that helps you stay on your path and that helps you remember. I want some of that. I want to feel what he's feeling. I want to laugh like she's laughing. That that was one of the biggest jewels of my life.
There's a very sweet little moment as you were sharing that from Debbie. She says, I felt that, Sabrina, when I found Trisbrina. Well, we like to hold space for other sweet souls on the journey. We're all on this path together. As Rumi says, we're just holding hands, helping each other go home. And I found that with my sensei. That was my first experience with my karate teacher, of looking up to somebody and wanting to model and emulate what I saw. I saw strength and confidence for a little boy who felt insecure and very shy and self-conscious. I saw compassion for children and animals, and I liked that because he said the strong can afford to be gentle, and he demonstrated that. He was very strong, but so gentle and kind with us. I mean, he was very strict with us, but I knew that he loved me. So mentorship plays a huge role in the journey. And just a little tidbit on energy evolution within your body. When you are elevating your energy, which rises from the root to the crown, when you're associating with the energy in your tummy and your power center area, that's very much about you developing your sense of self, connecting to you, feeling good about who you are. And I call that the phase of the disciple, because you're using discipline to get on your path. And these aren't phases that you outgrow. They're always active. So it's important to know that you've got this power and this discipline of your disciple. I'm a disciple of my path. I'm a disciple of my life. I'm a disciple of my practice, whatever it is. I'm a disciple of my meditation, of my qigong, of my yoga, of whatever. And then as the energy rises, it moves here into the heart center. And this has to do with this step we're on. This is the zone of the mentor. There's an inner sage. And you have a mentor inside you.
Yes.
So don't get stuck in external mentors. Use them because they're reflecting to you what you said.
Yeah.
You saw that and you wanted some of that. Well, you recognized something that was already in you.
Yes.
And it was activated.
Yes, absolutely.
You have a mentor within you, your inner being.
Yes. And I think that is the key to a true mentor, is they say, oh my gosh, this is possible. You do it too.
Yeah.
Right? It is empowering. It doesn't take your power. It's empowering.
Okay, friends.
All right.
Shall we
better
continue?
Move through these secrets a little faster.
We've got a lot to say. All right, so that was number 3.
Okay.
Now we're going to talk about shaking it up a little bit.
Changing your habits.
Changing your habits.
Yeah.
How do you do that? What's the steps that you like to take?
Well, I think changing your habits takes like just a decision, and it can almost be like a daily schedule. Changing your habits. Like I'm pretty strict with myself that before I sit up in the morning, I do not sit up once I wake up until...
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand the statement.
Okay, I don't sit up in bed...
Got it.
until I have appreciated. Because I don't think I should start the day without appreciation, because my appreciation for what is going to overflow into what becomes. And so that's just a habit that I decided. So it is a decision and it is a choice. So I think that's really important to underline here, to decide and to choose that no matter what, when you wake up, maybe for me it's before I sit up, because once I sit up, Kingsley's like, what's going on? What's going on, right? So before I sit up in silence, oh my gosh, another day. I'm so grateful for this day. I'm so grateful for this breath.
We're going to add into what's coming through Sabrina, so naturally we're on number 4. We're going to add number 5 in with it.
Okay.
because number 5 is all about gratitude. And I want to riff on what you're saying.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap back around to habits.
So when I wake up and there's that appreciation, it's like I kind of go through intentionally appreciation of people, of things, of outcomes, and of what is to come. And I play with, revel in, is that a word? Revel in that experience of appreciation. So that is a habit that I chose. Okay, another habit that I chose is the first thing in the morning for us is not coffee. We do warm lemon water. That's a habit. I decided that the first thing in our bodies for the last 3 years is warm lemon water. If that doesn't vibe for you, that's totally fine. It's just an example. That's what we do. We decided that we're going to move our body in some way every day, whether it's a Qigong class or a fitness fusion or a Satori sculpt or a walk around the block. There's some way that we move. So it is deciding on the habits that support us in being who we want to be.
Yeah, and since we're encouraging you to shake it up, try different things, these were habits that we implemented, some of them a few years ago, like the lemon water. Mm-hmm. We were trying new things. Our habit was, let's just have a cup of coffee. And once we realized the power of having hot water and then putting the lemon and balancing the pH and flushing the liver and toxins out of the body, we added that in. Mm-hmm. And we mixed it up. So like one of the funny things that people do is they move things around in their cupboards to challenge their brain, to keep their brain engaged, right? And they just, but it's about the habit. Watch out for the habits that are just unconscious rote, and introduce new habits that obviously are positive and are going to give you a better life result. And as you do that, they become the new way, because through repetition, they become part of your identity, part of your behavior, and then your identity. The gratitude one for me, I love gratitude now. I used to think, oh, yeah, we're going to do our gratitudes. Let's go around the table.
Appreciation.
Yeah, but it wasn't that for me. I thought it was just, oh, we're doing personal development. What are you grateful for? Well, I'm grateful. You know, like I had a judgment on poor gratitude. Silly me. But the beautiful thing for me about gratitude is it dissolves scarcity. It dissolves fear. It dissolves lack. I want to be a more abundant human being. I want to live in abundance consciousness. Actually, the act of being grateful does activate the vibration. Why?
It does.
Because it tells your system energetically, you just received something. What do you feel when you receive a gift? You feel grateful.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Thank you.
Today,
You just got
someone
something.
came over to our house and they're like, I want to have lunch delivered for you guys. I felt like,
You felt gratitude.
wow, thank you. I've been given something. There's just
I've just
gratitude.
received.
Yeah.
So when you embrace gratitude on a regular basis, you dissolve the vibration of lack. If you're vibrating lack and scarcity, you're attracting it. So just that, if you could just get that one little nugget and do it genuinely, genuine gratitude. And here's how I look at gratitude. Gratitude is receiving.
I have to switch the word to appreciation.
Well, let me explain. I was just going there. Gratitude hits me here, and then it bounces off into appreciation. So gratitude is receiving, and appreciation is giving thanks. Try that on for a minute and see how you like it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I appreciate and then I become grateful.
Okay.
It all works,
Hey, man.
folks.
You flow your
Okay, I just got to
your
tell you
energy.
that Debbie is cracking me up in the live chat if you're watching, because she said ever since we started warm lemon water, she does too, even when they travel. So, okay, we're packing, and at times I'm putting like 4 or 5 lemons in a Ziploc, and then I'm trying to wrap some kind of knife device that won't set off the alarms in the luggage, and then we started having lemons delivered to the
We get
hotel.
lemons everywhere.
So it's so funny and so fun.
Let's do a quick review. So what have we got? Number 1, the very first thing was noticing. Becoming aware of your surroundings and what's going on inside.
Yeah.
right? Number 2 was the people you surround yourself with. It's
Your
so important to be around like-minded, high vibrational human
Tribe
beings.
vibe.
Yeah, they're going to affect your identity. And we started this whole conversation with the premise that identity dictates your reality. So it's super important to shift and change and upgrade your character or the role that you're playing. Then we talked about mentorship and receiving guidance and really finding the inner mentor, that beautiful mentor that lies within, but also have external mentorship. See, who can I model? Who's got a clear path for that particular thing that I would love to master in my life?
Who has a sparkle in their eye?
Yeah.
That I'm like, I want some of that.
And then look at their students. If they've got great students, that mentor is really good at transferring that information, and transmissions is so important. Shaking it up. That was us talking about habits and shifting things that help you to keep growing, right? Like we talked the lemon water. Whatever those habits are, look out for the old rote habits and replacement. We didn't talk about this as much, but replacement is so powerful. So let's say you have a negative habit. And you're trying, this is so important. Listen up, guys. You're trying to drop this negative habit. You're trying to use discipline to stop it. That is so much harder because every time you think about it and try to work on it, you activate it. Think about that. I want to lose weight. I got to stop eating that thing. I got to stop drinking that thing. You're enrolling yourself in that. You're entangling yourself in that. You're giving it energy. Shifting focus and getting really dialed in on something else, replacement.
Yeah.
And become addicted to that.
Yes.
If you do that, the other thing it'll atrophy. I promise you. Like there's so many people that are trying so hard to conquer and overcome something. All they need to do is just shift the focus.
Yep.
Find something else that you can fall in love with. That is a game changer.
It's sort of like meditation when people say, stop thinking.
And it sounds so basic.
Good luck.
Oh yes, let's stop thinking. Don't think of a pink elephant.
Don't think of monkeys.
Yeah. Now you just engaged. You activate that part of your mind.
Focus on something that you don't have an emotional attachment to.
That you actually then fall in love with, and it becomes part of your identity. Okay, so we've been talking about that. Then we got to gratitude. So we're on number 5. We've got 2 more after this, gratitude. And we talked about using gratitude to dissolve scarcity and to start the day in that vibrational tone. Because what you focus on expands. You're going to get more of that.
Yep,
Okay,
quantum
let's
physics.
move on. That's the update.
Number 6.
Moving and grooving.
Get your body on board.
Get your body on board.
Get your body on board. So, us Satorians, our Satori Methodists, move your body.
Move your body.
Your body is so full of feelings. Your body is so full of habits. You've got to move the body. I don't know who I would be. You don't want to know.
I don't know. I encourage your movement. I have been around you a couple of times when something happened and you couldn't move, and it affects you.
Move
You're still awesome,
your
but it affects you.
Body. So, those of you in our Life Force Mastery Dojo, great, you got it. You can do the flowing Qigong, you can do the Fitness Fusion, you can do the Satori Strong. Go for a walk, right? Like, walk up and down your stairs a few times. Move your body. It's a miracle what happens, the way that moves through the energy that you don't want, and it's a miracle machine. Let's say there's a machine and you put in what you don't want and you move it around, and what comes out is what you do want. That to me is what moving my body is. Because when I'm moving my body, I take a break from all the crap. I stop thinking about my not enoughness, my to-do list, my enoughness, my not successful, and my success. I just stop thinking about all that, and all I do is move. For me, it actually needs to be slightly complicated choreography, but sometimes it can just be a walk, and I might listen to a VIP call or some kind of book on tape, or I might just on tape. That's funny. I might
Dating yourself.
I might just look at nature. I might consciously say, let me see what I hear. Let me listen for birds. Moving your body can totally change your life as a reset. And so many people don't take advantage of that. They think it's like a bonus. quick story. I had boyfriends, and then I didn't. And I was single, so I went from daddy to having a couple of responsible boyfriends to being single. And when I was single, I bought a car. It was a brand new, very nice Volvo.
Oh boy, I know this story.
I don't know. I mean, it was really nice. I got a loan and everything, right? And it was a brand new car. And I knew nothing except like put gas in it and drive. And stuff happened.
Stuff happened. Why don't you be more specific?
And the car stopped working. And I took it in, and they're like, "Did you change the oil?" I thought that was like a bonus. I thought that was.
You thought it was optional.
I thought it was optional. Like drink more water. A lot of people think that's optional. And I didn't change the oil. I just thought it would all be fine. And I'm like, well, fix it. And they're like, we can't. This brand new car at like a year and a half old had such thick oil in it.
There's something wrong with this situation because that shouldn't happen. I don't know what exactly happened, but I wasn't around to be able to be involved in this particular outcome. Anyway, suffice to say, I take care of the oil in the cars.
But for me, that was such a great parallel to movement. I thought it was optional. It's not optional. The bodies are made to move. The bodies are made to circulate. You have to move that fluid through. You have to flush it. You have to get that fresh blood circulating. You have to get water. I'm sure you guys are saying really funny things in the chat right now.
Not yet. No, you haven't got any blonde jokes yet.
But I just didn't know. And I remember, I met you like was it the sushi bar in Westlake? Where did I meet you on BK when you were with your friend, Jonathan, and I had the Volvo, and I'm like, I just got back. And they said, I destroyed the car. Remember?
No, that wasn't me.
Yes, it was you for sure. It was totally you.
I actually don't know. I was probably in shock. It was probably in
no,
shock.
You were laughing at me.
That was when you pulled the cable out of Sabrina left the gas thing and she filled the car up and drove down the road with the gas arm. Anyway, a couple things like that have happened.
But then someone else did it a couple years later.
That's true. We both have done it.
Anyway, move your body.
Move your body and take that energy and use it in your actions. Use it to drive the upgrades of your identity. Because when you move your body, you generate energy. You clear blockages. You dump your system with healthy hormones, neuropeptide release, and you actually feel better when you move, right? Unless you're injured and you need to heal your body, still movement is medicine. And it's going to affect the actions that you take when you're in a better, healthier body. So, that's a no-brainer for a Satori Methodist, but move your body and keep moving on the regular.
Yep.
Because the moment you stop moving, things start to decline, just like cars that don't get oil.
And I just want to say, I know it's difficult because some people's bodies are in pain. And when your body is in pain, you don't want to move. And then when you don't move, your body gets more in pain and it becomes a cycle.
Find ways to move that don't hurt.
Right. And so we're going to our very last one now.
We are. This is about embracing the oopsies.
Oopsies.
Did it again, like, not changing the oil in the car. Something happens. And you want to go into that reactive place. You want to go into judgment. You want to go into, shutdown mode.
I screwed up. I set back. I can't make this change.
And
it's
you
not
solidify yourself in that particular energy, and that identity gets stronger when you don't embrace them as opportunities to springboard forward, right? So every time that something happens, it's a catalytic converter. It's a catalyst for growth, and it's a mindset. It's like, oh wow, okay, yeah. Let's just say you did something wrong. You screwed up, right? So you have an option. You can go this way or you can go this way. Now you have this much energy. You can spend it in either place. You could try to split your focus and spend some here and spend some here.
A lot of people do that.
But why would you do that? Why split it? So you could take all that energy and beat yourself up and judge. Or you could take that same amount of energy and go, wow, okay, I see that. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to take it all over here and be proactive and figure out how can I use that to grow. I'm going to grow forward. I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to fail forward.
Yeah.
That's how you want to spend your energy.
Or just, I have to always be light about it because my tendency in the past was to be so heavy.
Beat yourself up.
So when there was an oopsie, no matter what it was, I said I was going to go to class 3 times a week and I only went once. I didn't go any. I said I was going to stop eating and drinking that, but I did more. I said I was going to do that, but I didn't. It's just like, let me just see how I feel. Then from how I feel, I'm like, oh, wow, I know more than I ever knew from this more growth mindset. Now I even have more of a desire to do that because I really don't like the way I feel right now.
Right.
Because it is the habit and pattern that we have when we make an oopsie or a boo-boo or we don't meet our goal, that thing like, oh, screw it. Let's just
throw in the towel.
Like, how does that help us? How does that help us be a better person for ourselves, for our partner, for our kids, for our grandkids, for our friends? It doesn't help at all. It's very unproductive,
energy.
right? So when we have the setback to use it to as information, I think it's actually really valuable data, like Thomas Edison, right? Making the light bulb. That didn't work. Let me try again. Thousands of times. That didn't work. He didn't say, light bulb didn't light up. Screw this. There's no such thing as electricity. He didn't do that.
No,
Tried and tried
thousands
and tried
of ways
again.
to not make a light bulb. Mm-hmm. That's the reframe. Oh, now I know that doesn't work for me.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah. And sometimes in this oopsie, I just want to kind of slide in environment. So if you know that every time you go to that location, you make choices that you regret later, stop going to that location. And if you know when you go to that location, you love the choices that you make, go there more often. Or if you know, when I hang out with that person, I feel crappy.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not going to do that no more.
Yeah, change the way you hang out with that person. And when I attend that class, when I listen to that person, when I hang out with that person, I feel better. So start noticing what happened right before the oopsie. For me, I needed to do that. I had certain friends in my past that we bonded through our
Misery.
bad choices. So if we made the bad choices together, it didn't seem so bad. Like sometimes when you make the bad choices alone, you can feel way more messed up. But if you have other people making the bad choices with you, bad choices just means something that you have decided you want to let go of and move into something else. No judgment on the choice.
Just going to put a couple of comments here. Jennifer, thank you. She says, if we aren't grateful for what we have, we won't be grateful for all that we want and ask for.
Yeah.
And let's see. Esther says, every time you're on your PC or your computer for an hour, take a walk for 5 minutes. So that's shifting things up.
That means we need to take a walk.
We need to go take a walk. And Jano shared, thank you. I really needed to hear all of this today. Your talks always get me back on track. Thank you. And we heard from Debbie. She said, we're on fire today.
And she said, which I love.
She liked that. She echoed back, gratitude dissolves scarcity.
I love that.
And Kathy was resonating with what you were talking about with the car. She said when her first property tax bill, she didn't know that was coming.
I have a similar story.
For another time.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So those were our 7 secrets to help you stay on track with lasting results. We hope that you got
daily
practices.
bite-sized choices. Yeah.
Yeah. For results that stick like glue. That's what we had the little boy right here. We'll put him on for a second. That was a cute picture you had.
Oh.
Sticking like glue. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our life. Much love. And music.
Dun, dun.
Have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. And
Oh.
got a little Kingsley's going to say goodbye.
Grumpy, grumpy. He likes to be grumpy sometimes.
When we pick him up when he's asleep. Whoa. Hey, buddy. Hi. You know you're on TV? You're on national television right now. Bye, everyone.
Child star right here.
Put him in the show.